Welcome guys to our next options trading lesson. Today we're going to go over how to use technical analysis to set up a trade. So the platform that I use is TradingView. Here you can go from anything from currencies, futures, crypto, stocks, bonds. You could think of it, they probably have it or a version of it in their graphs. Also, this platform is good for finding different indicators to be able to use on your charts. As an example, you can look back in the last video and see the two indicators that I used in that picture of a TA chart to explain technical analysis to you guys. Also, they also have different communities so where you can talk to other traders and kind of get their perspectives on the market and see what they're gonna see their points of views, so you can have more than one point of view along with yours to make a stronger, more educated decision. So today we're going to go over Delta Airlines. Today's date is 7/12 and their earnings call is on 7/14. And so let's go ahead and move over to their graph. So as you can see here, it's the same two indicators that I had before up on the first video. So using this graph to start from the basics, right, we're going to identify, right, what are the support and resistance levels. Keep it real simple. And in order to do that simply, if you want to keep it amateur level with an indicator, we can use this VPVR indicator. And what this does here, it shows us where the buying and selling levels for the traders across all exchanges that this stock is traded on. Where are the most buys and sells at? So we can see here the most relevant one for Delta Airlines is down here at $22.29. So that's our most relevant resistance level because it's below the current price. If it was above the current price, say up here at $52, then that will be a support level. I'm sorry, I haven't it backwards. This would be a support level since it's below the price. If it's above the price, that will be a resistance level. I apologize, guys. And so what we're going to do today is say, okay, on the earnings call, they're projected to have a negative 4.21 earnings per share on that day. And so for this Q2 earnings, this is everything that has happened in basically the first half of the year summed up. For Q1, you kind of get a little bit of last year's action and a little bit of first year's action. But for Q2, which is our second earnings here, we're getting more of the full blow of what is happening with COVID, right? So we're going to say this level here with the 22.29 is our support. And we're currently writing down this channel of the actual Fibonacci sequences and the moving averages, right? And if you look at it here, let me disable this indicator so you guys can see better. If you look at it here, it's been testing this center channel, right? And it hasn't found its way back into the center channel. And just a brief overview of what it is. The price movement wants to be averaged out at all times, right? Whether you want to use a 200-day moving average, a 50-day moving average, using the different Fibonacci levels to be able to find where the next price movement will be. If you pay attention back here, the price movement always tries to find its median in between these two white lines. Sometimes it goes above, but it always finds its way back, right? So here, it dipped way down back in March, right? But it eventually found its way back. But now it kind of has to level off to be able to give it a more clearer direction. But because of the earnings call, right, we already know that the airlines aren't getting much business. We already know that their profits are going to be low. Other than the actual dividends coming up, which they've canceled, I believe, there's no real reason to hold the stock, right? Now, you may have long-term investors, you may have people that are just trading to try to get an upswing. Because say if the actual earnings is negative 3.5, that could potentially create an upswing. But what we're working with here is what is the likelihood of this actual upswing happening, right? And so this is my first area that I want to look at as a validation. So I see that it's tested this white line at least twice now, right? And it's gone back down. And if you look here, or if you can focus in on this second red line that's running through, it broke through in the last 3 days of that red line. So now it has an actual body of the candle closing below that red line. So we can use that as a confirmation to say, okay, now it's truly in a downtrend back to the support level at 22.29. What I'm going to show you guys next is the actual next indicator that I will use to be able to validate my actual hypothesis, what I think will happen, right? So I have one validation here. Now seeing that it hasn't broken above this actual channel or this actual white line. But here also with the momentum waves in this indicator, and if you want to look up that indicator, it's here. I'm not going to say out the whole name, but imagine this as just simple waves. If you see down here with the actual wave fully extended and it's starting to go back up, if you look at the price at that time, even though it was still going back down, eventually it started to go back up with the actual momentum of the wave. So I'm not going to get too much into all the different details of this momentum wave today, or momentum indicator, but the basics of it are to pay attention to how the blue wave is going up and down. If it's going down, meaning facing down now, you see a red dot, that means it's facing down. Green dot means it's facing back up. Since it's pointing down, meaning the momentum for the price is going down, right? And so the actual price sometimes doesn't coincide with that, but because this is a 3-day chart, which holds a lot of volume and a lot of actual trading action in it, this is more reliable than, say, using a 1 day or a 2 hour or 1 hour to be able to make your trade. Because you always want to start from the larger time frames and move down to the smaller, especially for swing trading and options trading, so you can get a better view of the actual chart. So what we're going to pay attention to is the wave pointing down and the RSI indicator pointing down, right? So we can see here that it's been overbought. This level here at the 60 is the overbought level for this indicator. Sometimes they have it placed at the 70 on other indicators, but we're going to focus on this one. And so if I were to use this validation of, okay, I see the wave momentum is going down and the RSI is heading back down, and it has a ways to go potentially. Because as you can see here, it can get all the way down to 11, right, for the RSI. And so potentially we have that much room to go for the RSI. And say potentially for the wave, we could go all the way to the extent of down here at 50 or so, but currently it's at, I think, 2 or 10, one of the two. So using those two to validate my next trade, I would say that I would buy a put option, say at $24, right? And the current price is 27, let's say 26.54 as the low, right? And so say if I wanted to buy an option at $24, that gives me a little bit of room to not pay as much premium for an option because it's not as close to the strike price, but to still be able to catch the potential dip to the support level at 22.29. So that's all we're going to go over today, guys, and watch out for the next video.
Very good, Caleb. Do you want to? I have 1 or 2 questions, but
yeah,
the group here we can. If I know Gary's on the road, and because I can always, I chop the video up here later. But Greg, do you have any questions in particular?
Not right at the moment.
Just FYI, I'm looking forward to the video when we figure out this coding, so we can break the code when it comes to trading, so we start making $100 million per day. Greg, where are we? Where
I
status
don't,
on that?
I don't know about making $100 million a day, because if we come up with a code that's making that, we gonna be on the run. They're gonna try to get us.
Yeah, we're going to run.
Shit, the way they printing money, hell, they might not even see it. How much?
No, it don't matter. If they see us doing something like that, I'm telling you, they're gonna be knocking at doors.
That's at 2010, 2009, Greg, right there. No, I don't trust him. I'm telling you, you'd have been a great FBI agent or CIA. You'd have been excellent.
Man, I don't trust them.
No, trust me, I got that point, Greg. I got it.
I am still working on the coding. I just got caught up with work. We're trying to. Anyway, I ain't gonna. No excuse.
No, it's all good. And I kind of look forward to the day to where if we can get, like I said, hopefully 5 of us, 10 of us working on the same code. Like, I think long term, that'd be an awesome project, man. I mean, get our children involved, but, I think that's a testament to like how many different things we can have going. I mean, it's a whole different Pandora's box, right? When it comes to, some of the things we can do can be so profitable in the future. We can look back on it and stuff and laugh.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I did want to congratulate Caleb on purchasing a house. 22 years old. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
And go down on to the next goal.
That's right. Now he's not even finished with college yet, and he's it's not just a home; it's an investment. So he's going to rent out some of the rooms or whatever, and look forward. I can't tell you how proud I am, you man. Good job, man. Great start.
I appreciate it.
And Gary, I know you're on the road, bro. I ain't gonna bug you, man. So are you coming back from East Texas, or is this a long trip, or you almost home?
No, I'm actually headed on a fishing trip, but
you headed out to a fishing trip?
Yeah.
And it's what about the mosquito?
The mosquitoes will be all right.
Okay, I'm saying
congratulations, Caleb.
Thank you.
Okay, but you go out this late? Okay, no worries. I'm not sure how. I thought you were early in the morning, but does it make a difference? Something we'll talk about offline, because when it comes to fish, I don't know.
I know it.
I'll figure it out one of these days, man. Shit.
And did you have a question on the chart, Troy?
Yeah. At the bottom, was that Fibonacci or?
This indicator down here with the waves.
Yeah.
This is what they would call it's an implementation of an indicator that you usually have to pay for. But all it is just using the momentum. Say with the blue waves here, that's the actual momentum of the stock price mixed in with the VWAP, mixed in with the RSI, mixed in with the stock RSI, and a few other things. So it's a complicated algorithm to actually.
I see, yeah.
But it gives an actual easy visual representation to see divergence, all right? So that's a different topic we can go over later on. But say as an example of divergence, this here with a higher high and then a lower high here will be a confirmation for upward trend in price. And so if you were to take this, say on May 20th, and say you saw this as confirmation for a buy, you could have potentially rolled it up from, say if you bought it at the high of $23, you could have sold it at $37, $36 over the next, what was that? 1, 2, 3, of the next week or so, right? Or say if back here. And with this one, I like it a little bit better because it actually gives you a line to connect where different divergences are actually occurring. So if you see where my actual mouse is on December 10th, you can see a red line from here on September 6th all the way up to here on December 10th, right? And that was an indication of divergence. And because of the way the waves are shaped, it's pointing downwards or going in the negative direction, it means the price will go down. And it's all in probabilities, but it's like 99% the price is going to go down type of probability.
So okay, now you said that's a powerful statement, 99%. Okay, so and that's great. It's just that one of my questions. Well, actually, two questions here. Um, this coming Tuesday on the 14th, when the earnings come out, are you saying this is going to be a put option? You put a put option in on this one, or you think it's going
I'm
down?
buying a put option on Monday. I didn't want to put in my call on my put option and have it in pre-market because I've seen when, say, the current price on Friday was $46 for the put option. The actual stock price itself may go up $1 or two, and I might miss some money, or it may go down $1 or two, and my actual order may not get filled right at open.
What's the expiration date you're looking at? So this is a 1 day play, right? This is a 1 day pop.
Yeah, so I'm putting it for not this week, but next week.
The 17th, the 24th.
Yeah, to give it a little bit more time.
Uh-huh. Okay, all right. So that window you plan on going down, what 48-hour window? You plan on it going down in like 48 hours, or?
So I plan on the actual stock going down because even still, if the actual stock, say earnings is right at negative 42.1, right? The momentum of the stock currently is still pointing in a downward trend. And whoever holds the stock currently, they're not getting paid dividends. And there's a more potential downside for the stock in the industry.
Oh, to let it go.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you kind of answered my. I was going to ask about what happened in March, but we already know what happened in March. So, okay, excellent. I think I'll put a few $100s down on a put option, and so what goes back to I want to run this by Greg, and I know Garrett's traveling, right? Because we got a core group of people that show up for the meetings, et cetera. I know it's been a lot because summertime, people travel, Father's Day, whatever. But we're thinking about doing what he's doing right now. Let's say per week. The play of the week, and just post it and say, hey, look, we're all taking a look at this right here. And I started with this stock right here, which is Delta Airlines. Of course, using technical analysis and like I keep saying about news and stuff like that. Let's be 100. We live in a day and age of, I don't know what they're gonna call it 2020. Organized chaos. I don't know. But what did you think about that, Greg? Posting one play per week, and that way it may help people who are hesitant to pull the trigger, be more proactive. I don't know. What do you think, Greg?
I agree with that. That just gives people the opportunity, if they want to dive off into it and try the options, they can do that. I think that's a good thing, just one play a week. And then it's easy to keep a record of what's been going on for one play a week as well, because you already know how I feel about options, but at least putting one play out there a week and just looking at it, and we talked about it on Sunday, I probably feel even more comfortable to play some options as we moving forward with that.
Okay. And I was thinking about that too, Caleb. Like, this would help me out, and that's my other question really was, what exactly did you pay for in this particular chart? I'm looking at the chart here. I was like, okay, what exactly did he purchase as far as indicators on this particular chart? Because I was thinking to myself, one of my goals was to take 500, basically a $500 account, like as a group, take $500 up to, 25K, just like as a fun challenge. But I started asking people individually. A lot of folks didn't even have, I'm laughing, but it is what it is. But a lot of folks didn't have their account. Like they didn't, y'all know how the world is. It's like people, they're looking from the sideline, but they're not, That's why I was glad, Gary actually got his feet wet or whatever. I knew Greg had an account for a long time. So, yeah, that's what my last question, Caleb, was. As far as the indicators is concerned, like the wave pattern at the bottom, what exactly are you? I know you pay the fee, $29, whatever per month. What exactly did you pay for on this particular chart?
So every indicator on here is free.
Okay.
That was my cost of learning was when I was trading cryptocurrencies.
Mm-hmm.
And I was leverage trading Bitcoin. I had gotten into this group, and the indicator itself was created by the admin of this group. So I think at the time it was around $600, $700 for that indicator. And that
One
was
indicator?
for one indicator.
All
No,
right, fellas, good meeting, man. I'm gonna holler later.
All right, Gary. I'll have later, Gary.
All right.
all right, man. But that was the low end. You could have paid $2,400 for a 3-year license. It was like 1,800 for 2-year, and then 700 for 1 year, or something like that. And they have other
Wait,
groups.
was this back in Bitcoin's heyday? Like in
The group is still going on now.
okay.
I think, matter of fact, that indicator itself expired because it's not at the bottom of my screen anymore, so I don't see it. Because this would have been around the time during the summer where I would have purchased it way back. But they have like a stock trading lifetime, stock trading lifetime group and a crypto trading lifetime group where you pay like 0.1 Bitcoin and you get all the trades that they make for the rest of your life, basically. But aside from that, the indicator itself, what I found out was that other people have started making free versions of that indicator. And this, what you see here at the bottom, is a free version of that. And it's very, very similar. Now, the other one is a little bit more crisp on certain lines, and the RSI actual algorithm that goes into it is slightly different. So say if you see like this blue line here, it may be a little bit lower on their indicator that you had to pay for than this one here, right? But some of that just deals with scaling too, and how they want people to see their waves and how they want the actual view and perception of the waves to be. I just attracted towards this one because it also shows you hidden divergence. So if you see some of these red lines here that end up showing the actual divergence of the RSI upwards. So if I were to buy here, this would, if you're just looking at the RSI, let's see, I made it. There we go. If you're just looking at the RSI, say if you saw this hump here for the RSI all the way back on the 29th, and then you saw it go down, and then you saw a second substantial hump back on 29th of March last year, right? You could use that as an indicator for the actual price to go up. So when we're saying momentum, all of it is centered around divergence. There's hundreds of different types of divergences that you can use, like SI, momentum, and the VWAP and all sorts of stuff. But most of the time, people just use the actual blue waves here as the basic level of seeing the actual momentum moving in the stock.
And at blue, it's also like another form of looking at the volume too, right? Is that
So the volume itself is not correlated with the actual momentum here. So you actually have to have another indicator, say like at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting, man. So do me a huge favor, man, and post this these indicators in the main. I know we already put one in there, but if you can post it in the main chat, because I'm working on another laptop now. So when you get a chance, if you can post both of these indicators in there, especially since they're free.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be funny, but you said 99%. So barring any news or anything like that, you're telling me you're 90 some odd percent this thing is going to fall between Tuesday and let's say Thursday.
Yes, and like I was mentioning too, there's different versions of divergence now.
Greg, you heard that, right, Greg?
Yeah, I heard that, but I ain't like I say, man. I'm looking at what he was explaining. It makes sense to me why I could look at that and see why he was saying it's 99% chance that it's gonna drop.
And the reason I was pointing out the 99% because I was saying for this particular area back here, if you can look at it, but where the algorithm is specifically telling you with this red line that there's a clear divergence there, that's no doubt. That's the 99% that I'm talking about, right? Let me see if I can find another one, right? Like right here, if you see this red line from top of this wave here to this one, this is the algorithm telling you now, most likely the price is going to go down. A 99% chance that the price is going to go down.
Now, once again, this is barring any news like COVID or something crazy like that.
And then this here is a 3-day chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it has a lot more weight than say a 1-hour chart, or
Oh, I can see that too. Yeah, it's more of a trend.
because the actual movement for all this volume to get the momentum up to here, and then for it to actually tip over and show the momentum is going back down, that takes a lot of trading volume to first halt that, to keep people at it, but then to change it. And then two, what I had to realize and always remember is that most of the trades that are going on are bots. So as you can see here on this actual indicator, implementing the Fibonacci sequence and the moving averages, how it plays along the different levels here above the actual center line or center lane, where it kind of tested, it didn't confirm above it, it went back down, it confirmed below the center line, so then it went back down and tested this line. It tested it, and below, so it started to go back up. It tested it, didn't go above, so it started to go back down. And that's all the bots really do.
Great.
They find different levels to be able to see, okay, where's the next momentum going to come out? Where's the next price point at if this point doesn't break?
And see, once again, Caleb, that's important to remember because a lot of folks don't realize you know, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It is actually robots who, you know, using algorithms to purchase and, you know, and sell these stocks. But go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say is that's what we're competing against. We're competing against that, their understanding of mathematics and them looking at different things. And I was watching some videos how some people were showing how they do make money from the bots, and bots will do something crazy. But at the end of the day, you'll come out and you'll be made some money. Now,
the video that'll be magnanimous.
I have to go back. It's been some weeks ago. I have to go back to my thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Also, so Caleb, I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. You know, pretty going to cut out that middle part as far as like, I think it looks great, man. If you can send those indicators, what I'll do is I'll post these indicators in the video, and that way, like I said, this will help when people come to our group. It'll help the training go a lot smoother. Because you know, if they can just watch this a 10-minute video, a 5-minute video, and say, "Oh, okay, this is what they're using, this is what they're going off of," and in the future, you know, even myself, I get kind of lazy with that too. And say, "Hey, look, here, you read this chart or whatever." If everyone has the capability to read these charts, and like you said, that I like to hear people. That's kind of ballsy to me. The 99%, you know, what it's going to do. I mean, damn, just think about in the future once we got 25K, 50K per trade. I mean, realistically.
I can say that with confidence too, because it's based on the numbers of it.
Hey, man, I love, you know, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So,
and this is what I was going to say before I get there. I'm going to post article. I think we need to be following the World Economic Forum, you know, just as a group, just looking at everything. So I'm going to post something up from the World Economic Forum. People can go to their website on a daily basis and just see what they're talking about, because they're the ones who make a lot of decisions in the world or point things in a certain direction. So
that's great. And Greg, any information on that? Because I think we should start making videos about that, to whereas, you know, like I said, anything we can help somebody be more intelligent when it comes to investing, you know, just a better life. I think that's great, because I didn't even really realize what the World Economic Forum was. So until you know, I didn't realize, you know, you can even follow them like that. So
you got about 1 minute left, Troy.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap up, guys. And thanks, Caleb. Thanks.